Hello, my precious wandering souls. Welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulations. We are still on the trial. In the trial, we are on part 2 of the first trial, and we need to cross-examine Larry. I don't really want to, but he said he saw something incredible, and we have to figure out what that was. So we still have no idea what's going on with Maya. We still have no idea what happened to Pearl. Godo is missing too. Although she's probably missing because Phoenix is not defending, but yeah. So let's go. I'm still a little bit sick, but I'll survive. I'm not as sick as the last episode. February 9th, 11:15 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm not really sure what to say. Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are 2 things which I need to ask you before we reconvene. Alright, I'll help you any way I can. First, about that night. You really didn't go to the inner temple, correct? The last witness claimed to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying. Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in Hasakura Temple. Very well. The second thing then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 PM that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile? There is only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me. So is that a yes? So it was you. But why? What made you go out to Dusky Bridge? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. Ah! Oh my god. Come on. What is going on with everyone? Wait, we are in the trial section. I don't think I have ever broken any psychologs. It's usually during the investigation. Oh man, do I have to wait until the next investigation to break her logs? Iris, I can't tell you about that yet. Not until her safety is confirmed. Maya? Her? The safety of the Acolyte. The Acolyte, huh? She must be talking about Maya. So next investigation, I suppose. Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Dunham? I know I keep repeating the question, but I am a prosecutor, not a defense. I don't really trust people. No matter who or what may come, I could never take a life. Okay. I'm not saying what I'm thinking right now, but as I thought, no psychologs. Yeah, I wouldn't trust the psychologs when it comes to, did you kill this person? They have betrayed me before. Very well. It is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough. Larry, I swear to God. Don't make things more difficult than they already are. February 9th, 11:36 AM, District Court, courtroom number 9? No, 7. will now reconvene. Miss Von Karma, where is the witness?
During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery.
Yep, that sounds like Larry. Suspicious behavior.
He was sketching something very intensely.
Dare I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained?
He drew a terrifying woman armed with a demonic face and a vicious...
Oh, God. Don't say anything, Mr. Judge. Don't say anything. I can only presume that his intention was to capture... Ah!
Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an arrest before the court.
Lori Stoney, I hope you're ready. Get in here. Oh, did he tell you that was his name? It would seem that Whip is going to see plenty more use today. Yep. And I'm not against that.
Ow! Your sketch is in contempt of this court. Hey, I was just artistically rendering. Ouch! You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your subpoena, correct? Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist, training out in the mountains. I am only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, to use a technical term for the color, viridian.
Laurie, this isn't an art store, now is it?
I know, I graduated junior high, okay?
I doubt it.
Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it?
Working in the fields? I presume he wanted to say field work. I hope. Ah, he's so stupid.
That's it. Thanks, buddy.
It's kind of sad that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence.
I just happened to stop in and found a wonderful new model.
Do it, Francisca. Do it.
So see, I've got nothing to do with this trial at all.
Dude, you saw Phoenix jump, like, no, not jump. You saw Phoenix fall. Phoenix is connected to this case. You know, most of the people who connected to this case. You are connected to the case.
I expect all of your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red. Or, to use the technical term, Crimson Lake.
Crimson Lake?
Ow! 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 Stop your pathetic blabbing and testify like a man!
Refrain from whipping me, Miss Von Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking. Witness, that was all your fault. Testify, now!
This is too much for me.
Okay. Alright. What I saw.
I was at that lodge out in the mountains, looking up at the stars at night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I, Edgy?
Yes. Yes, you are.
Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony. I'm just a nobody. Nothing but a small, worthless man, aren't I?
Yes.
And why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation or anything else?
We know your name. We know your occupation. Please, stop. Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex. You just noticed? He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's right. I'm behind everything, every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy.
Well then, let us proceed with the cross-examination, with no touching, thank you. We can delve into other details at a later time. Okay, I know there was this one statement that we know absolutely to be a lie. Didn't see. Aha! I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. Sure? Didn't you see Phoenix too?
Objection!
Larry Butts. Using his name. I can understand why you might want to throw your whole life away. You're pretty pathetic, and you cause all sorts of trouble.
I'm sorry.
But, having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been, that could be considered a step in the right direction.
I guess. Eddie, are you trying to console me?
It certainly doesn't sound that way to me. However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create.
You're totally pinning this on me.
Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phineas Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts.
That's right, me in the flesh.
Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. So long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. That reality will not change.
But, what do you want me to do then?
Larry, what you need to change is your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue is all I need from you.
Hetty, I think I've finally woken up.
I don't believe you.
Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify. Well, I'm not sure it'll go especially well.
I'll ask again then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder?
Okay, what I saw, part 2. I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick.
Wait, what time did he say? 10:30 something? What is the thing? Lightning star, 5. Okay. Okay. You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you?
So, what happened to the fridge after it caught on fire? It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. It totally burned out, like almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burning remains was what caused Nick to fall.
What did you say? Oh wait, you didn't know? Oh, don't worry. It's nothing life-threatening. He just got a cold.
I never know with that man if he should be called unlucky or unlucky.
Both. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination.
She was worried.
10:30. I looked the skibidi was on fire. When did it catch fire again? Around 30 minutes, so it should have been 11:15, I think? There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. When did the thunder stop? Oh, no. Lightning struck the ski bridge at 10:45, so he might be telling the truth. And then it went out at around 11:15? Maybe I should just press.
Hold it!
I don't know. You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that? The lightning fell, and then the bridge caught on fire. Maybe around 5 minutes? I mean, I suddenly thought, gotta go check this out. How far is the small shack you were in from the bridge? Hold on. Well, it had pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk. And how did the ski bridge look when you got there? Like I had recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kid made during school camping trips can compare. Well, should I press him for a little more info? Not right now. Why didn't you call anyone? Why did you go to the beach? Why didn't you call anyone? Larry, let me ask you one thing.
What is it, Edgy? Well, with the serious face.
Why didn't you call anyone?
Huh? What do you mean?
Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try and tell someone. There is a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct?
Well, of course I thought of doing that.
So then, let's hear why you didn't.
Huh? Yeah, okay. A reason. My reason. It isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone. I just didn't have time to, okay? I arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later.
I'm pretty sure it's this one. I think it's this one.
Objection!
Yeah, okay. There you go. Your very existence being a contradiction. I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not.
What the hey, Edgy? You make me sound like some sort of alien.
But your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time.
I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take you to catch up with him? Terrible at those.
That's kind of like basic math. This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what had happened. Is this correct?
Yeah, well, I wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less.
I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge. Meaning you probably got there at around 11 p.m.
That all sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act.
That is impossible.
What do you mean?
11 p.m. is when the murder occurred in Kasakura Temple. Thus, Wright was still there in the courtyard. There is no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at that time.
Excuse me, I have an objection.
You too.
Hetty, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry, I'm Larry's Danny. It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m.
Okay, now that's 1 hour margin.
Ah. The sister only said around 11. In which case, it could have been earlier than that.
What's your foot in there, Miss Francisca von Karma? The slope ahead is slippery. You're so freaking dramatic, for there is still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m.
And why not?
It is clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 p.m. Which means, what exactly? Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until after the flames had died out. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m. But Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. Now then, what happened during this missing 15 minutes?
I feel like I just got brutally woken up by Toadless flashback. I guess I was still sleeping after all. Beach me.
Punch is what I'm gonna do.
Order. Ah! So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix Wright. I hardly see that as much of a problem. Yeah, not much of a problem at all.
Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes, and there is a phone right next to it. Why then did you not report the accident? Yes, witness, why didn't you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn? Are you a freaking pyromaniac or what? And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burned out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty.
That's what it sounds like.
Ah, but this is Larry we are talking about, and even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction.
Hetty, I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude.
Just as I thought. You've been playing with us all this time, sorry.
Listen, I'm going to tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all?
Yes.
I may really say it in this. Then say it.
Very well. I have a terribly bad feeling about this. However, let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness? The missing 15 minutes. Okay.
I'm a dunning. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly onto the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out, and then he came running up.
I suppose artists can be strange folk.
That's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch.
Including the truth from the sound of it. Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts? Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains. And what would that be? This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him.
You'll regret this, Edgy.
I'm already regretting it. Sketching.
Hold it!
Sketching. The burning bridge.
The burning bridge and everything that came with it.
What? Came with it?
You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? You'll regret this. That sketch of mine is... Enough! Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness. What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean.
That doesn't appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth. What should I do? I've got a terrible feeling that the instant this sketch is revealed, the entire world might be changed by what is depicted there. I guess we look at it. Well, no. It's freaking Larry. I don't think it's gonna be useful, but maybe it will. Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please.
Well, even I couldn't have imagined it to turn out like this.
Imagine what?
That Loris Dunham's debut would take place here today, like this. Ow! Show it, now! Okay, but still yourselves. This is the wall of Loris Dunham.
What the? What the? They all have the same reaction at me. Well, so this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Von Karma?
Yes, well, it's a better drawing than I expected. Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames, I really did.
Were you using crayons? Yes, I'm sure you did. This is going to get ugly. What the? No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. I guess it's gonna have to be us. This mysterious flying object. Larry.
What?
The burning bridge is fine. But what is that unfortunate looking figure?
Just spotted that. I thought you might.
However much I might want to ignore it, I can't.
It's Iris, of course. Iris! I wish she'd take better care of herself. We have to plan for our future, you know? What would have happened to her if she had injured herself flying like that?
Larry, please, answer this next question honestly.
Okay.
Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames?
Yep, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist, a real artist.
Oh, God. You? Hi! The girl, she's really high up in this picture. What was that for?
This is all about Dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory.
Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly.
Yeah. Actually, there is some precedent for this. She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge at least. It was really something to see.
This has to be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back down to earth. What? Me? This witness is your friend, is he not? Yeah.
Accessory to foolishness, Miles Edgeworth.
Let us get back to the cross-examination, by force if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here. Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron.
Well, what did you think of my debut piece?
Get that thing away from me! You give it to me. Horrible sketch of what he saw the night of the crime. Now, hurry up and cross-examine him.
Sketching, blah 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 blah. I saw Iris flying, her white hood fluttering. But she didn't have her hood by that time.
Oh, okay.
No, she gave it to Phoenix.
Objection!
She didn't have her hood.
Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care.
In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw.
Do I have a picture of the bridge? Do I have any picture of the bridge? Anything that I can use? Nope. I don't have any pictures of the bridge to make a comparison.
I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1, that is the truth.
Oh wow, a whole $1. If that is truly the case, then there is one thing that we can say for certain. What might that be? That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant, Iris.
What? What do you mean? I don't understand. Ah! A foolish statement by an equally foolishly foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim?
Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct?
Of course she was. That run-down shack is quite away from the bridge. The hood is what told me that this floating angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood. Ah! It seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one at the defense's bench.
Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight.
What are you talking about?
I think you understand what I mean just fine.
Why? Why did Nick have Iris' hood?
What?
Gee, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Why you, Nick, you dog!
I seriously hate you, Larry. I do believe that this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited and discarded, straight into the garbage.
What is it now, witness? It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Reggie, today is the day I get you to completely stupefy you.
You haven't known Edgeworth for that long. What?
What is the complaining of your outburst, witness. I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence.
Definitive
Evidence? Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge. And I, Lori Stonium, shall prove it.
What now? I didn't expect to ask this again. But we shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in this sketch. And show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality.
Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy. Because I'm going to feed you a whopping serving of pain.
You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole time, trust me.
What are you trying to do now, dude? Prove that Iris flew. When I reached Dusky Ridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. That led me to finding a beautiful crystal sphere, half buried in the snow.
Oh! Okay. It has blood on it.
I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost the crystal sphere that night.
Oh, crystal sphere.
This one! Pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers.
That's evidence. You can't keep that. Just stupid idiot.
That sphere? Where did you find it?
Huh.
Let me see. Around here somewhere. It looks about right.
And it was half buried in the snow.
It had pretty much stopped snowing by then. But there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge.
The cord accepts this crystal sphere.
That's mine, okay? I want it back afterwards.
No. There's something on it. Blood. Oh my, it's blood. What? Blood. Found held covered in snow near Dusky Bridge the night of the crime. Has blood on it.
You ready, Etty? By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry.
Hell no.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's going to push me around anymore.
Didn't you want to be called Larry Stoneham only a few minutes ago? Okay, maybe I should present the victim's thingy, the victim's staff. And the moment he said like, oh, I found it half buried. Maybe here? Should I present that here? Didn't... Where is the picture? No, not this one. Well, it's here! Of course, but... Okay. I think, yeah, maybe I have to present that here.
Objection!
Yeah. Larry, that night, there was someone. Someone who lost a crystal sphere.
There was? Who? Who was this stupid idiot?
The one you keep calling Master and... Miss Alice Dolan, the mentor to a stupid idiot.
The victim?
I have a photo of her here. And on the end of her staff, you can see a familiar looking crystal sphere.
Hey! That's my photograph! Give it back! Ow! A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find.
You sure?
I have one just like it on my brooch.
That's completely different. They look nothing alike. In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's stuff, found at the scene of the crime.
Ah! The crystal sphere! It's gone! What? 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 What?
Just what does this mean? If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris. After all, she was not wearing her hood. More importantly, the crystal sphere found at the landing site was not hers either. So, the one flying was Miss Dunham? That means the one who flew and dropped the sphere was the victim, Miss Alice Dunham?
A fool alongside another fool, on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected.
I have an idea.
You can do that. I saw it to the eyes! And this crystal sphere. This is nothing more than a red herring.
You honestly believe that?
Give it some thought, and I'm sure you'll realize it as well, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Dunham was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all.
Miss Francisca von Karma. The only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns.
Why are you pointing at me?
You're a freaking scatterbrain clown. The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. Yet you expect us to believe this has nothing to do with the case?
That crystal sphere? It was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder.
After the murder?
There is blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent, which is the exact same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch. What? You mean I'm the killer? What? No way. Oh, joking aside. Just when did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case.
She makes a valid point. There is no evidence that Elise Dunham left Hasakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? I want your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal sphere. If it is not related to the case, then this witness who you call will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time.
Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miss Miles Edgeworth.
Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? Can I? I mean, if I say I can't, it's game over, so yes? Can I prove it? That isn't the issue. To simply prove it, that's the only option. That's what he'd do.
Thinking about boyfriend.
That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case. You will do that? You will do what?
That look in your eyes. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered.
That should come as no surprise. Because right now, I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered. I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Ashworth. Evidence that proves that the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder. The photo, right? It is the photo. This one, right? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna suppose it's this one.
Take that!
Okay, it was that one. This crystal sphere. It was half buried in the snow, correct?
That's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing then, it would have been game over. The snow would have thoroughly covered it.
That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear.
What?
When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing, even if it was ever so slightly.
Snowing?
On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder.
Uh-huh.
As proven earlier today, there is no snow on the victim's body.
Ah!
And I thought it was Francisca. Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder.
What? What?
Aha! Aha! Order! 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 On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused the stuffed crystal sphere to come loose. What? What could that have been? This sphere. There is some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge.
The murder didn't take place in the Hasakura Temple courtyard. Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness.
Just who is the fool? And which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma?
Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hasakura Temple courtyard. Actually...
That's not exactly true, now is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body.
That's the same thing.
No, it isn't. You said it yourself.
Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood will be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed.
If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was no bleeding.
You are forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Dunning's body was found in Hasakura Temple. It was moved. On foot, it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hasakura Temple. You mean to suggest someone carried the body all that way?
I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. I just need to prove that my version of the events is also perfectly plausible. Now, if the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hasakura Temple. I can only think... It was the snowmobile. I don't have the snowmobile, so I guess... this should work, right? Right?
Take that!
Yeah. Hey! I'm so smart! On that snowy night, There is one way that a body could have been moved. The snowmobile.
Ah,
As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon. But it could also have been used to carry a body.
Order! Ah! This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You've dug yourself into your own grave.
What do you mean?
The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin?
Heh. You're too late, Franziska von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation. Ah, I get it. He's passing the baton to Phoenix. Is Phoenix feeling well enough to continue with the investigation?
What?
Where was the victim, Elise Dunham, really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, just what does this image mean?
Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature can never see the truth, let alone describe it.
Objection!
This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he is enamored. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point.
Edgy! Thank you!
That settles it then. I cannot keep a verdict under these circumstances. She's so pissed off. Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It is just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you make a wonderful partner.
Excuse me?
There was one reason, and one alone, for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case, and then pass it on to Wright.
Really? That's what this was all about? You could have just told me that from the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have Francie whipping me all day out. Miles Edgeworth, I don't care about what you were here to do. This was my chance to finally grind you under my heel.
A shame that your chance seemed to have slipped you by.
What a shame, Francie! This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness. You are an affront to all of the legal system. I demand satisfaction.
Good. I cannot believe that the witness's testimony relates to an actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the question it raises. Have his works here today been the truth of lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed. I am counting on thorough investigations by both the defense and the prosecution. And with this, the rest is up to you, right? Court is now adjourned. She's so angry. I'm so sorry, Franziska. But she also kind of deserves it. The way she treated Phoenix during the second game. She had it coming. Okay. I need to take a break. I'm gonna stop recording now. I hope you liked it. If you did, maybe consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye bye.